Welcome to another episode of It's a Jungle Out There. I am your host and queen, Maria Tabroya. As you know by now, the show is about kings and queens living, excelling, and thriving in their own jungles. Today's guest is Kevin Deuso, award-winning tattoo artist, gallery represented, painter, and photographer. We first met Kevin when he created a masterpiece of our own resident star, Chimblin Bonnie. And today we will be the exclusive first look at the piece at the end of our chat. So let's get right into it. Tell us about how you came to be the king in your own life to date.
Oh, the king. That's a pretty heavy word. I guess just from a lot of hard work, dedication. I work 7 days a week. Give everything my all, 100%,
Let's go back a little bit. How did you start it?
I grew up as an artist. As a kid, always had a pencil or pen, marker, paintbrush, something. It was like a babysitter. My mom would always, give me pencil and paper and, go be quiet and draw some pictures. So that's where it started.
That's how you started.
Mm-hmm.
And you felt that at some point when you grow up, you were going to be an artist?
I was always an artist. So it was just like a natural development over the years, just progress. I got into photography and tattooing, and more fine art painting.
Let's look at one of your darkest moments and how you came out on the other side stronger, more resilient, and powerful.
How dark do you want to go?
however you want to go. I don't have a problem.
So I was also a cannabis grower. I grew marijuana, and I got in trouble. I went to prison, went to federal prison for a little while, and in prison I studied painting every day. I did a lot of commissioned work, a lot of commissioned art, studied a lot of yoga, meditation, art.
So that's how many years were you in there?
I was in there for about 2.5 years.
So that's how you spend your time?
Yeah.
It was therapeutical?
Yeah. I made the best of it. Every day I would get up at 5:30 in the morning and just go,
So you were a bad boy at one point in your life?
I don't think it was I don't think it was a bad boy. I think one day people are going to look back and have a hard time believing that marijuana, cannabis was even illegal.
Right. It's so normal these days.
Yeah, it's so normal. I always joked with my friends. I said, if I ever have grandkids, they're not going to believe me when I tell them I went to prison for growing marijuana. Yeah.
Where were you growing the cannabis?
Yeah, I was growing in Tennessee. So I guess I was kind of, I grew up in Memphis. And it's the Bible Belt. So their views on certain things are, kind of outdated.
And so you felt that you were going to be a big time cannabis seller, or it was something that you decided?
I was passionate about it. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
So you wanted to share it with others?
I liked it. More than the money or the profits, I enjoyed it. My mother is an avid gardener. My sister went to school for herbology. She makes like natural creams and all this stuff, and it's just in my bloodline.
In your bloodline.
Yeah.
Did you create different kind of cannabis, or was it only one kind of species of the cannabis?
No. I grew two strands. Two different strands. Yeah, I did. This didn't take up that much of my time. I would only do that a few hours a day, and then the rest I did art.
And you continue.
Yeah.
That was painting. Like a sideline for you.
It's like, multiple things I did.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Okay. But I did this my whole life also. I started doing that when I was like 16.
16?
Yeah, as a kid.
Oh, so you were an entrepreneur when you were young.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And it's also, if you think about it, it's like, it's all creating. I'm creating something, I'm growing something. Yeah. If you give me paint and a paintbrush, I'm creating something, I'm going to make something.
So it's like art.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Why not?
I agree. Okay, so given the great changes globally in 2020, from the pandemic to social justice, how has your view on life changed the way you lead your daily life today?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I guess when you see like how fragile life is and how it can just change or stop just very quickly like it did, yeah, it makes you really want to just enjoy every day, slow down and yeah, just slow down and enjoy your environment.
Did that period for you slow your business down, or you yourself slowed down and was able to have time for yourself and reinvent yourself?
So I also am a tattoo artist. I have a tattoo studio in Miami Beach, and obviously we were shut down. So I just painted from my home studio. Yeah, I would just get up every day and work on other projects, you know. Didn't really slow me down.
Did it slow you down?
No. So yeah, I just kept moving.
And were you painting, because I know you say you also paint naked females. Were you doing that also?
I paint portraits, normally primates, chimpanzees are my favorites, and women. I think women are the most difficult thing to paint, you know,
Why?
the hardest subject. I mean, so you can paint a landscape, you can paint a tree, and it's going to look like a tree. But if I were to paint you, if anything was out of place or the slightest bit off, it wouldn't be you. It would be your cousin or your sister or something, you know. It wouldn't be you. Yeah, it has to be perfect. So I like the challenge of this, you know.
And you were able to do that during that period of time?
Yeah, I stayed working. Yeah, and the chimpanzees, the primates, I've painted them for
So when you go
years
to
now.
paint the chimpanzees, do you go to the parks or the zoos, or where do you do this?
From photos.
From photos, so you take the photos.
Yeah, I actually have how I got started painting the chimpanzees is really funny, actually.
Tell us.
Yeah, so I told you I went to prison for growing marijuana, and in there we had a recreation room. You have, you know, in prison you have a educational department, a rec department. Anyway, so we had one room where we painted or we would do art, and one of the guys, he had like a National Geographic or something, and it was on primates, and he pulled out all the pictures and he hung them all up on the wall, and he assigned one to each of us. So he's like, oh, from their expressions, you know. He's like, okay, this one is you, Kevin. This looks like you, you know. This looks like you, and he had the whole wall of, you know, he assigned us all one, and I took mine off the wall and I painted it, and that's how I started with these.
So
and I fell in love.
Obsession with.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know you've taken your prints of the chimps to Art Basel, your artwork,
Right.
and you sell them. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the first year that I showed, I went to this show. I brought a few paintings of women. They were very beautiful, and a few of the chimpanzees, and nobody cared about the women. Everybody was
Mesmerized with the.
yeah, with the
And you
the
sold them
chimps.
all?
Yeah. They were a huge hit. There was a line waiting to take pictures with them. Everybody,
Wow.
and I was really shocked of you know how everybody could identify with this species, you know.
So tell us, what is the project you have brewing that you are excited for?
Well, I have Art Basel coming up in a few months. Getting ready for that. Doing a couple of chimps, of course, in the show. I'm excited for that. Yeah, just getting ready for the show.
And do you also exhibit at tattoo shows?
I
work?
I did quite a few tattoo conventions, but then obviously because of COVID, those had stopped.
Tattoo La Palooza. I
Yeah.
went to one of them
Yeah.
years back.
Yeah, I did. I would do a couple a year. It's nice to, you know, go around the other artists and
And check.
yeah.
Okay.
So actually, something that I've wanted to do for years, it's like a big dream of mine, is to do a collaboration with a chimpanzee, having them start a painting, whatever it may be, with paintbrushes or with his hands or whatever, and him putting his marks or his brush strokes on the canvas. And then I would like to finish the painting with a portrait of him mixed in with his own art.
Right.
You know, so this is something that
That's exciting. That's something we can talk about.
Yeah, I would love to do this.
I would love to do that. Yes, work with him.
I can.
And he enjoys, because when he
Yeah.
paints, it's like so therapeutical for him, and he really gets into the painting and the colors, and he actually understands the colors.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So
Yeah, that would be amazing. I can picture it, and I think it would be something very cool.
where can our listeners, viewers, find out more info and follow you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, of course. Just my name, Kevin Deuso.
Okay.
Kevin Deuso Artist.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, I have a website also. It's DeusoFineArt.com.
And they can check you there.
Yeah.
Is there a project that you have done or that you have that you're very proud of?
I mean, as an artist, it's a constant struggle, meaning that the work that I did yesterday, I don't like. You know, we're always improving and growing, so we're very, very hard on ourselves in our past work. So.
And is there a work that you've done that you left it there and then you say, okay, I'm just gonna go back, and then then you go back and you retouch it and work on it more?
Yeah, sure. This happens sometimes. More so, sometimes you'll come back and look at a piece and just you've grown, you've gotten better since when you started the piece, so you no longer like it when you go back to it.
And then you work on it again.
Yeah, or you just start over. Yeah, but I created a piece for you guys.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I brought the painting here, so let me get it for you.
Thank you. Excited.
So here
Oh,
he is.
wow.
This is
Thank
one that
you
I
so
created
much.
for you guys.
I'm emotional here. Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure.
And I love the way the blues, it's also inside the body of the bunny, but you can't see it.
Yeah, I love this
Like
shot
this.
with him on his skateboard.
Yes, the
It's very
skateboard.
cool.
And I love his face is like so natural. It's like he's alive.
Yeah.
The picture is like he's alive.
And it's almost life size.
It is life size, yes. And the skates, that's him.
Yeah.
And I love this here. Prom.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you
Yes, I
like
love it. That's gonna
I
go
want
in
you
my
guys to
living
enjoy
room for
it.
sure. Thank you so much for the artwork. It's beautiful. It's a masterpiece. And I'm gonna make sure that everybody that visits my home will see it. As always, like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And remember, you can listen wherever you get your favorite podcast. Till next day, wow, strong and empowered. I am Maria Tabraue, and remember, we're all kings and queens in our own jungle. Stream this and new episodes wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.